Who among us doesn't want to get rich? I don't think the Lord is asking us through today's readings not to get rich. In fact, He is asking us the opposite: get rich, but not in the sight of the world, but not in the matters of this world. Get rich in the sight of God. How rich are you, dear brother, dear sister? Don't look at your iPhone. Don't look at your wallets and credit cards. I know your wallet may be so thick, but if they are filled with 1 ringgit or 10 pesos only, maybe you're not that rich. Don't look at your diplomas, your educational achievements, your trophies. They look golden, but are they really gold? They say that the more smart you are in this world, the easier for you to get rich. Don't look at your handsome, pretty face or your muscular body. Huh? I have no muscle to look at, only here. They say if you are good looking, there are better chances for you to have more opportunities in this world. How rich are you? Look at your heart. That's how God sees how rich we are. Not with our possessions, but with our compassion. That's the matter that matters to God. How loving are you? How caring are you? How much do you love God and God's creation, God's people? Not just those who are dear to you, your family, your friends, those who love you back, even those who are strangers to you. How much do you care for others? How much do you sacrifice for the good of others? The more loving we are, the more compassionate we are, the more rich we are in the sight of God. Years ago, before COVID, I was able to go to Rome, to the Holy Land, and to other places for pilgrimage. And I saw the beautiful basilicas, the golden altars, the treasures of the church. No? Wow, so rich and so beautiful, magnificent. But you know what really struck me during my pilgrimage, during my stay in Rome, was that sharing I had when we had dinner hosted by this Filipino couple. They live in a simple house. We had a nice dinner, and I remember them sharing their life there. The husband is working as a security guard, and the wife is working as a nurse or caregiver. They are not really rich materially, but you know, they were telling stories of how active they are in their parish church, especially in the feeding program for the homeless, for the hungry, for the poor in that vicinity. You know, Rome also has street people, those who are living in train stations and scattered all over the city. And in their parish, they have a shelter for them, they have a feeding program for them. And I remember them telling me, telling us, their guests, that they go to the houses of their friends, gather some food, especially they know some who run restaurants or bakeries. The unsold food at the end of the day, they gather them, and during the feeding program in the parish, these are additional stuff that they offer to the poor. And they linger, they mingle with these people. While other volunteers, maybe after the program, after the feeding, bye-bye, see you next time, see you next week. But this couple decide to stay a little longer, chit-chat with the homeless, make them feel valued, appreciated, listened to. I remember the wife was telling us, one time, Father, a beggar, hugged me out of gratitude. And I can still smell the stench, no? But I really appreciate that hug from her. It meant a lot. I thought I was the one feeding them, but her hug fed me, my heart so much. The inspiration I get from this couple, they may not be that rich materially, but the compassion they show to other people, especially the needy, makes me look at them as wealthy individuals, rich in the eyes of God. My dear sisters and brothers, how rich are we in the sight of God? How compassionate are we to God's people? A person might be a millionaire, but he doesn't really care for others, not even for his own family that much. Maybe his son feels my daddy is more concerned about his business, his wealth, not really about me. Then poor daddy, he doesn't realize how poor he is. Or maybe you're just a beggar, or let's remove the word just, you're a beggar. You have nothing to share, but you're so compassionate. That's why you let go of your shame and beg, not for yourself, but for your child, but for someone else. Or you're a beggar and you not only pray for yourself, you pray for others as well. You may not be able to give material goods to others, but your heart, your prayer is also for them, not just for yourself. Then maybe you just don't realize it, how rich you are. You see, my dear sisters and brothers, God is reminding us to get rich in His sight, not really in the sight of the world. To be compassionate, to be loving, to be caring. Another basis of richness could be this: the less regrets you have, the richer you actually are. One of my biggest regrets was not being that loving, that expressive of my care for my nanay, for my mother. She passed away years ago when she was still 62. I was a deacon then, not yet a priest. But when I look back, I really feel how I wish I have done more for my nanay. I wish I could have, I wish I prepared coffee for her a number of times. I wish I have assisted her in doing house cleaning. I wish I hugged her more than I did. I did not hug her much. I wish I told her I thank her, I appreciate her, I am proud of her, and I love her. You know, the last time we were together, I visited her in our house in Manila, and then bye-bye, I needed to go back to the seminary. I don't even recall for sure if I hugged her goodbye. If I told her, I love you, mom, I love you, nanay, see you next time. I'm not sure if I did. I hope I did. My biggest regret, not doing enough love and kindness and care for my very own mother. Do you have such a regret as well? If only I have done this and that to this someone whom I really love, then I will feel rich right now. Instead of feeling regretful, poor me, poor son, poor father, not able to hug her mom enough, not able to care for her mother enough. Do you also have such regrets? The more regrets we have, the poorer we become. You know, when I was in elementary and primary school, I also had this classmate. She's very pretty and a very nice girl, and we were neighbors as well. There were days when I see her carrying her stuff, her bags, her books. Even as primary students then, we needed to carry a lot of stuff going to school. You know, deep inside, I wanted to help her. But you know, she was my classmate for 6 years, and many times I see her on the street or going to the same school, but never did I help her. Not even once. Maybe, Father, that's why you're a priest. No? I'm happy for her. I pray for her and her family. Regrets. If only I have done something good to someone dear. Poor me, poor Father Ramon, not able to do that good thing which he actually wanted to do. Poor him. You know, recently, weeks ago, I went to KL to renew my passport in the embassy, in the Philippine embassy there. And I remember one early evening, I was staying near the big mall, promenade. No? So I wanted to watch a movie. I searched the internet, the movie was scheduled at this time. So I was in a hurry not to miss that movie. You know, on the pathway, the covered pathway leading to the mall, I saw a mother and child begging. They were seated on one corner. I wanted to give a few ringgits at least, but I told myself then, never mind, I'm in a hurry. I might be late for the movie. I'll just give them when I get back. I'll just give them a few ringgit after I watch the movie. And so I watched the movie, took hamburger as well for dinner. And when I walked the same pathway where I found them earlier, they were not there anymore. You know, I felt, instead of feeling happy because I watched a nice movie and I had a nice cheeseburger meal, I honestly felt sad for myself. Why did I not spend a little more time? Who cares about being on time for a movie, if only to be of little assistance to this mother and child who obviously needed help. I had the chance to do good to people in need, but I failed to do good to them. Poor me. That night, instead of feeling happy, I felt regretful, remorseful. Do you have regrets also in your life? I think the more regrets we have, the more poor we become in the eyes of God. And the less regrets we have, the more rich we become in matters pertaining to God, to goodness, to generosity, to compassion. Today's responsorial psalm tells us, if today you hear his voice, harden not your heart. I think that is God's way of telling us, every time I whisper to you to do that good thing to that someone, I hope you won't harden your heart. I hope you would rather enrich your heart by doing that good thing I am inviting you to do. Not tomorrow, not later, but now. Every time I whisper something to you to do this good thing and that to that someone in need, please abide. Otherwise, you will have regrets. Otherwise, you will feel poor. What is that good thing that God is asking you right now? You want to be rich? Live a life of no regrets. Do that good thing.